One second here. Hello. Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Book Corner Classic, where in this show I review classic comics from Marvel and DC, and even some indie comics as well. And if you want me to review, if I somehow manage to get my hands on some recent stuff that have come out, the only kind of comic I see on here is comics from New 52. And in this episode, I'm reviewing Batman number 430. This comic was released in February of 1989. And I'm up at the back because that's where the writers are. The writers for this book are Jim Starlin. He wrote the book. Pencils are done by Jim Aparo. Inker is Mike DiCarlo. Letter is John Zeta. And, let's see, colorist Adrienne Roy. Assistant editor Dan Vesper. And how can I not forget to mention this guy's name? This guy made Batman famous in the 70s. The editor, Denny O'Neil. This comic is actually pretty good. It comes out right after the events of after the controversial storyline known as Death of the Family, where Jason Todd is killed by the Joker. After he gets beaten by the Joker with a crowbar and gets the Amazon Odyssey blown up. This picks up after issue 429, which is not a very controversial issue, but a very stupid issue. Yeah, a Middle Eastern country decided to have one second. Yeah, they decided to have the Joker act as a frickin' ambassador, and for some reason that gave him diplomatic immunity to do whatever the heck he wants. Sorry about that. I had to take care of some things. Pretty much, and now this story has nothing really much to do, but it does pretty much take place after that. Now, the story is called Fatal Wish. Okay? Yeah. Fatal Wish. Now, Jim Starlin, let's see if I can pull him up here. Well, the writing in here is actually really good. The story in here is that Gotham City is under attack by a sniper. And this sniper who he's seen in the very first page, he kills 3 people in less than 3 pages. And you gotta love the 80s style artwork. Unlike some 80s comics, this comic is actually, look, this is a beautiful looking artwork. As a matter of fact, it's kind of faded because this comic is at least 20, I'd say 23 years, 25 years old. This comic is, yeah, Jim Starlin. Yeah. The writing here is top notch. Of course, the only Batman characters that are in this book are Batman himself, Jim Gordon. There is a mention of Jason Todd, aka Robin. He says, Commissioner Gordon asks him, by the way, is Robin with you tonight? Of course, he's upset because of the shooter. He says, no. He says, something wrong, Batman? He says, no. He doesn't really talk about it. Of course, he goes after the sniper. Of course, there's a preview of Phantom, which is a miniseries that came out in the 80s. And of course, the sniper kind of gives his backstory in a way. Of course, Batman uses his bat rope. Yeah. Of course, Sniper tries to kill Batman, misses. Oh, the flashback is actually to the deaths of the Waynes, which has been. This is actually a very unique flashback. I mean, look at the artwork for this. The artwork for this, basically, Jim Aparo does a very good job of this. Basically, it's not really much in color. It's faded. It's a good thing it's done in black and white. And Batman does stop the sniper. He gets to a brief scuffle with him. Of course, he sprays a smoke pellet. He throws out a smoke pellet to blind him, so he doesn't see him coming. He does, however, stop the sniper from shooting people. He tells him, of course, Batman's a little dizzy for some odd reason. He tells him to get over the roof, and the police shoot him, and the sniper dies. Okay, for a standalone story, this is not that bad. Though I would have liked it if the guy was actually captured and arrested, instead of basically... Now, the guy is not killed by Batman. Batman does not kill. He's killed by a police officer with a sniper rifle. Because of the fact this issue is kind of dark, and the fact comes out right after the controversial Death of the Family storyline. Now, the Batman fans turn off the series because of that? No. They readership probably declined a little bit, but not very heavily. For a very gruesome very gruesome story, the fact that it's shown in the first few pages of him shooting the people, it does not really show them exactly where they got hit. Like when he shot the woman, it's shown that she shot in the back, obviously. Another guy who was wearing a hat, of course, the hat blocks the bullet from being shown, and the other guy, he's also shot in the back as well. So basically, this is a high-stakes issue, okay? This is a high-stakes issue where this one block is under a threat of a sniper. The whole city's not held hostage because the guy's been seeing time. Now, pretty much, this entire issue takes place in a matter of, I'd say, about an hour. Not much time passes in this issue. I mean, it's very quick. Batman shows up completely out of nowhere at times. I mean, I think that some time does pass between when the victims are getting killed. I'd say, okay, it says that 40 minutes have passed by since the start of this issue. Okay, after the initial 3-part start, after the initial after the initial opening 3 pages, it jumps ahead 40 minutes later, and this, by far, does not take very long. I think that the rest of the issue, in my opinion, because of how much time passes, because not much time passes, I think this story takes place in a period of about maybe 20, maybe 25 minutes. Not much time passes by about this entire thing. I do give Jim Starlin credit for creating a very good story, even after the controversial events of Death of the Family. It gets a small little nod at the beginning, but at this point, up until Lonely Place and Dying, there is no Robin in the Batman series. So pretty much for about a year in Batman comics, there is no Robin at all. Especially in this series. It's not until issue 442 you finally get Robin again. And of course, what's in the back, some might say. Just an advertisement for the then WWF WrestleMania video game for Nintendo. Yeah, I do like. Now the logo is one of DC's classic logos, so they don't use it now. It's simply a D peeled back to form a C. That's pretty much what the logo is now. This logo that they have right here in this cover, which they do change the color of it in the 2000s, but pretty much this is the same logo they used since the 70s. This logo never changed at all. This logo remained pretty much unchanged for a long period of time. They never really have a big change. The only change was they changed it from black to blue. Now, there is something also quite unique about this cover. Look, see that little sticker right there where my finger is at? My index finger? That is the Comic Code Seal of Authority. You don't see that in any comics anymore. After Marvel Comics left in 2001, comic companies were leaving left and right. DC, I think Warner Company basically still had it, but they never actually really put it on the covers. After 2011, the Comic Code Authority was suspended. They would never use it again. Of course, the rights and name was actually bought by somebody else. I'm not sure who bought them. But, okay. Now, Jim Aparo is a good artist. I give him credit for that. He's a legendary Batman artist who was basically drawing Batman comics in the 70s and 80s. I think he may have been Danny O'Neill's he was probably on the creative team of Batman Detective Comics when Danny O'Neill was writing the issues. And of course, the cape and cowl is not. Take a close look at the cape and cowl. They're not black. They're blue. It's kind of bright. He also has the yellow. This is basically. This is kind of like his year one costume. He wears this for some time. Let's see. Also, take a close look at his costume. Here is something. Take a look on the outside. That's underwear outside the tights. You don't see that anymore in any of the superheroes who had them. Now, Flash has never had it. Just Superman, Batman. I think that might have been it who had this. Batman took his off even before he already took it off before pre-New 52. But this costume he's wearing, he wears this up until the events of just after Nightfall. Now, pretty much what I've noticed from the art style pretty much remains the same up until Nightfall. Of course, the art style does change around the mid-90s. However, my rating for this book, I give this issue of Batman I'll be fair to the comic because it's a good comic. I'll give it a 9 out of 10. Well, okay. Because of the gruesome violence in the book, I'll give it an 8.5. Just to be fair to Jim Sterling and Jim Aparo. I'll be fair to them. I like their writing and art. I will be fair to them. So, 8.5 out of 10. The only reason why I gave that rating because of how dark this issue is. That's the only reason why I gave it that rating, okay? Alright. That's it. Stay tuned for what my next video will be. And as for the next issue I'm going to do, I haven't really decided yet. That one I decided on a whim to do. Okay? Until then, see you next time. Bye.